Getting a week one preview with Crestwood Cadet coach Justin Denner as the cadets get ready to travel to Decorah in week number one. And Justin, so far in camp, what's made you the most happy?
I feel really good with the way our seniors have stepped up and really kind of taken hold of the program. We've got quite a few guys, I think it's 17 or 18 seniors. Quite a few of those guys have experience from last year, and they weren't obviously happy with the results from last year, and have really stepped up throughout the course of the spring and summer months in terms of training and so forth. And then once we hit the fall, they really took a strong hold of the program and have kind of taken it to where they want to go. So I'm very pleased with that so far.
It's your second year as head coach of the program. You were in the program, obviously, before that. How are you a better coach getting ready for year number two as compared to year number one?
Yeah, it's amazing how much stuff, you think you know, and then you get thrown into the position and you realize you don't know a whole bunch. And I know I still don't know a lot, but we're definitely learned a lot about, the pedagogy of how to teach things with our new offense that we had last year, and how to install stuff, and just dealing with the ebbs and flows of everything has been much easier to handle this year because we have a little bit more of a idea of what's kind of expect and so forth there. And the whole staff's back this year, which is nice because we can really build and flow off of each other and feel, go off of feel rather than having to ask questions. We're starting to get to that point where they know what needs to be done, and they start doing it without really any direction, which is huge.
When you combine that with the level of experience you have coming back, how comfortable has this camp been in terms of just everybody getting on the same page?
Yeah, it's been really good for us. We feel as though we've taken some big steps in these last couple of weeks. We had a good inter-squad scrimmage on that Saturday, a couple Saturdays ago, and able to get on the film and see kind of where we were at, and using that as a barometer to help build and get ourselves ready for last week's scrimmage with Southwind, and we felt really good about that. And so it's been one of those things where we see a problem, we feel better about what we can do to try and help remedy the problem. Versus last year, we were trying to sometimes search for answers. Now, granted, we could be completely wrong, which happens, but we feel pretty good about it, and feel really good about where our guys are headed.
How important was it last Friday night? You mentioned the scrimmage opportunity you had against Southwind. How important is it to hit the pads against somebody besides yourself here in the preseason?
Oh, it's hugely important. I always talk about it in terms with other coaches and so forth about, you don't know necessarily when you go, your best guys versus what you have left, if that's going to give you a good enough look to be ready for a Friday night without facing somebody else. So it was great for us to get some time with Southwind to see kind of where we stacked up and get our guys some time under the lights. We've got some guys with experience, but we also guys that don't have that. And so it was good to get them some time under the lights, in between the raindrops, and get the cameras going and all that type of stuff, so that we can then see and get them a feel, so that when we get to this upcoming Friday, it's not as big of a change for us.
And what are some of the things that you'll be working to improve on the most as you start here with game prep here in week number one? What are some of the areas where you need to grow the most?
Yeah, I think that the number one area for us, offensively, is taking care of the football. I think we were -10 or -11 last year with the turnover margin, and that's not going to win you anything. And so we've been really harping on ball security and ball control. And making sure that we don't have a whole bunch of dumb mistakes and penalties and stuff like that to either set us back behind the sticks in the drive, or give a free possession to the offense. Defensively, we've been working really hard to shore up our run fits and shore up our front seven. We gave up a lot of rushing yards last year, which is not good. So we're trying to make sure that we do our best to try and stop the run, and put, the other offense in third and long situations rather than third and short. And so that'll be something that we continue to work on and try to develop, each week.
And you mentioned you want to work on ball security and making sure that ratio is more towards your liking this year. How do you go about doing that? Because everyone can see that statistic and say, you know what, that's not good. We have to improve on it. How do you turn that into a practical application?
Yeah, for us, we've gotten, more intentional with, ball security drills in practice. Our running backs coach and wide receivers coach, and even quarterbacks coach have been all preaching, making sure, we're carrying the ball, 6 points of contact and so forth, and going through contact with, the ball security and so forth. And, defensively, for us, we've been trying to change the culture in terms of, any ball that's on the ground is a fumble for us, and so we're trying to pick it up, scoop and score. We work through fumble circuits and, tackle drills and all that type of stuff, trying to get the ball out and so forth there. And hopefully we can, change that from, stuff that we just do in practice, but to actual application in the game on a Friday night.
And this week you open up one of those rivalry games that you guys like so well. You guys travel to Decorah on Friday night. What do you expect out of the Vikings?
They're an outstanding program. They were, returning, 4A quarterfinalists and, almost semifinalists. They were pretty dang close with that. And, they're a great program. So we expect a great game from them. Very, fundamentally sound team, very tough team. One that's going to run the ball really well. And so that's where it'll put to test our ability to stop the run. And we look forward to, the opportunity to play a team like them right away. It's been a while since we've won in this rivalry, so I don't know if we can call it that yet until we actually start, turning around on our end. But it's always great to play, great teams like we got on the schedule at the beginning of the year, because it's only going to help us once we get to, district play in week 4.
All right, Justin, keep your kids healthy. It's great to have football back. We wish you best of luck this Friday night.
Absolutely. Go Cadets.
Justin Denner, head coach of the Crestwood Cadets, a week 1 preview at Decorah.